So I went to Macau the day before, and as you know, it is the gambling capital of the world. But gambling is no joke, and as much as people build massive fortunes in a single night, they can also lose it. And lose it more. One of the reasons why gamblers lose so much money is something that I'm about to tell you right now using psychology and mathematics. That's right, the person who barely passed his math exam is going to talk to you about mathematics. We humans do not really have a good concept of randomness, and we are often really bad at recreating randomness, at least by ourselves. So sometimes when we see things happen all the time and we know the alternative outcome, we expect them to change. Just to explain to you what I mean, just take a look at slot machines. Not that slot machine, but oh, you wish. People play slot machines to get the jackpot, which is the 777, where they win big time. Of course, sometimes you don't actually get lucky, and therefore you have to put in another coin for it to keep going. Now, a lot of people keep putting in the money because they believe that if they keep playing, they will eventually win. This is reinforced by, say, if you get 3 cherries and say that's like the second best thing in slot machine that you can get, and then you begin to get excited because that's really close to the big win. So because of that, you just keep playing, believing that you're getting closer. The mindset that if you keep playing and your chances will increase the more you play is clearly false. Probably that you're getting blanks, 2 cherries, 3 cherries, or a jackpot will essentially be the same. I think many people agree that the probability that you're getting blanks, 2 cherries, 3 cherries, or a jackpot would essentially be the same every time you pull the crank. This type of expectation is what we call the gambler's fallacy. Now, this is not something that we only see in slot machines too. In the 18th of August 1913 at the Le Grand Casino in Monte Carlo, Monaco, a roulette wheel landed on black. Some of the patrons began betting on red, expecting things to change. Then it landed on black again, so people kept betting on red, believing that if there was a long streak of black, then what follows would be a long streak of red. It landed on black 26 times, and patrons lost millions and millions of francs just betting on red. The event was so rare, yet so infamous, that it was sometimes called the Monte Carlo fallacy. Of course, I can't really tell you much about the human misunderstanding of randomness without actually, doing a bit of experimentation. That's right, people, I'm about to rip off Charlie McDonald. So for my experiment, how about use these bunch of cards to test the randomness of their suits? First, I will write what I expect the order of the cards to be on a piece of paper before I do the experiment. Done. Then I will do an actual experiment by spreading out the cards face down, picking one up, recording it, and then mix them up again and repeat it 100 times. This is going to take a while. The results I got were actually really shocking. In my predictive version, I estimated there were going to be 29 hearts, 23 diamonds, 23 clubs, and 25 spades. My actual results were actually 23 hearts, 28 diamonds, 22 clubs, and 27 spades. This is staggeringly similar. In my predicted version, I did not write a lot of clubs, so in the end, I wrote 4 clubs just to compensate for it. In my actual version, there's a part where I don't have a lot of clubs, so I would naturally expect there to be a long streak of clubs. In reality, that never happened. There were a few C's, but only intermittently, not like long continuous streaks. However, I don't think this experiment is quite representative or relative, and so I'll try to do just 2 variables this time. Heads and tails. So in my predicted version of the heads and tails, I said there was going to be 51 heads and 49 tails. So let's see how it actually goes. Oh, the stuff I do in my break for science. Alone. So, I just did my actual experiment, and the results are even more shocking. In my actual experiment, I have 44 heads and 56 tails, which a lot of people would say was still kind of similar to the one I got last time. However, the order I wrote was almost completely different from the one that I wrote in the original predicted version. In my predicted version, the longest version I had was 4 heads. However, in my actual experiment, I got as long as 9 tails. This is completely random. I did not do anything to affect this. Change the shirt because I filmed this on a different day. In fact, sometimes we just ignore the possibility of randomness altogether, just thinking that the reason are in this order because, there was a cause. For example, some people might say the way I positioned the coin, the way I made this happen. which could be true. Because some people find that the results are so unbelievable that you might never have thought that this was, genuine. Like that time when I, Kapun, and Ping played Old Maid trying to change the shuffler and the dealer trying to figure out why I couldn't lose. I know you still want a rematch, but let's wait till the DP retreat. Anyway, this stuff about causation and correlation will be for another episode because, this one's more mathematics related. I hope you people learned a bit off of this episode. I'm really sorry I haven't made a Hong Kong vlog, like in forever. I was really busy with, I was just really busy with, life and stuff. I'm kidding. I was just spending most of that time watching Last Week Tonight with John Oliver and traveling to places I never thought of going. Speaking of places I never thought of going, I'm going to Taiwan tomorrow. That's right, you'll probably get my Macau vlog in Taiwan and get my Taiwan vlog in Hong Kong. Does that mean I get my Hong Kong vlog in Macau? I really like these educational videos, though sometimes I really want to talk about, updates on the world and stuff. As always, good night.